Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is many a true nerd and welcome to Station, and oh, this game is a beautiful example of one of my favourite tiny subgenres in gaming. The train set game, where all you've got to do is lay down some tracks and watch the trains go round and round delivering goods and going choo choo and just this sort of thing is beautiful. Okay, let's dive in, because like many great train puzzle games, this starts off nice and simple, but yes, it gets complicated in a hurry. So right now, I can build only two things. I can build stations, and once those are down, I can build tracks off those stations to link them to other stations. As for the buildings, just hover over them and you'll figure out what they do. So this here is a wheat farm. It produces wheat. We've got a bakery. It needs flour in order to make bread. Over here, we've got a mill. It needs wheat. It produces flour. Need a reminder? Just tap tab. It will tell you what everything makes and what it needs to do. So, okay, right now, you probably think you've got this game figured out, and you'd only actually be half right. But you know what? Let's just, do what you probably think I ought to do, and I'll show you where this game starts getting a little bit interesting. So okay, slap down some stations, just start laying out a map here. Unfortunately, yes, there's some trees in the way, those are a bit expensive to cut down. But that's fine, you've got cards down the bottom here that you can use as one-offs to, change the properties of whatever bit of track you're currently laying down. So, free tree removal, well that does sound bloody handy, doesn't it? There we go, trees can now be cut down at no cost, magnificent. So, yeah, just hook the wheat into the building that needs the wheat. Say this is going to be a freight train, so it's carrying freight. The mill is so delighted, it pays me $70. Beautiful. And now that mill is producing a large amount of flour, how about we send that flour straight onto the bakery, and as a result, the baker is now delighted too. That pays me some money, but arguably, way more importantly, as you start, hooking buildings together, the landscape comes to life. It becomes colourful, and the music gets happier and happier, and it's just, oh, something about this game makes the happy chemicals go off in my brain, damn it. And in many other train games, that would be the optimal solution, but that's not actually how this game works. Instead, let's just nip back in time, because this time I'm going to do things a little bit differently. To be precise, I'm going to hook up the wheat farm to the bakery first, even though the bakery doesn't need wheat. And the reason for that is that any station in this game can be an interchange that goods are allowed to travel along. So in the event I bring the grain to this station, and then build a second connection over to here, what's now going to happen is, yes, with one single bit of track that I'm about to lay down, two goods are going to be fulfilled, not one. All of a sudden, the grain's going to get where it wants to go, and the flour's going to do so immediately. And when that happens, something rather special occurs, which is you get a stack bonus. So each good pays $70, but because they were fulfilled at the same moment, you get a bonus 20%. Meaning now, I've got more money than I would have had otherwise. And money's important because money's what unlocks new cards, new buildings, new everything. It's how you make progress in this game. So yes, this game makes you really think about the railways in a slightly different way than you might be expecting, because it's not necessarily about coming up with, as many direct efficient links as possible. In fact, often it's about the opposite. You want to connect together as many buildings that don't need to be directly linked as possible, and then, with one final connection, complete the jigsaw and just pick up a ridiculous mega bonus score. So okay, let's start filling out the map a bit more, because yes, in just a moment you'll see what I mean. Oh, and up here we've actually got, yes, another bakery doing much the same thing. So one station can very happily service two buildings if it's in a range of both, lovely. But we've also got, yes, a choice of potential routes. Railways can absolutely go up and down cliffs, but if they do, yeah, bridges, especially bridges linking a low ground to really high ground, those get expensive fast. So this railway would cost, yes, $119. So let's say instead we went round the low ground and didn't need to build any bridges at all. Well, on this occasion, unfortunately, yes, because it's a lot longer in terms of, yeah, the amount of track we need, and on top of that, we need to cut down some trees, it's still less efficient. So yes, figuring out whether you want to go the direct route, even if the train's a bit rougher, or a longer way round, yes, that's something you need to consider too. On this occasion, though, hang about, just try and get, yes, $69 for a relatively not expensive bridge. Loop you around there. 119, not so bad. Just slap that freight train down. Straight away, we get another tiny stack bonus because, once again, multiple goods are being fulfilled simultaneously. And crucially, we've also reached the threshold that gets us the next set of buildings opening up on the map. So we've got ourselves, yes, a whole bunch of woodworking infrastructure, but way more importantly, the center of the network, cities. Because yes, cities ultimately want everything. They want all the finished goods and they want more things than anyone else. So yes, cities are often the point where you want to hook everything together when the final moment comes to put that final piece of the jigsaw in. And on top of that, we get a giant pile of new cards. So okay, more free tree removal, beautiful. And on top of that, cheap railway, so yes, if you're going a very long way, could be extremely useful. And a railroad crossing, because while rails can cross each other, they'd need to build bridges. Bridges are expensive, you don't want to do that. So yes, a free crossing for one railway, that's not bad at all. So as for the wood infrastructure, same basic thing applies. So carpenter's workshop, that's going to take planks, turn them into chairs, which is what the city wants. Then we've got over here, basic logging camp, and over here, the sawmill. So, okay. Now you need to start thinking, because obviously, you know, you don't want to hook these two things together. They'll pay their money and they won't be part of the combo. Instead, step one, the lovely carpenter maker, we're going to, one, turn on cheap rails, because you're going a fairly long distance, buddy. Just bring you around here. Don't hit any trees, though. No need to hit any trees. Just bring you around to here. Lovely. That's all absolutely fine. And what we now don't want to do is link you to you. Now, we could do, and that would be worth a stack bonus, same as we've seen before, but. This is where, as I say, you need to start thinking carefully, because as soon as we do connect these two together, you're producing furniture, and that furniture needs to go somewhere, i.e. the city. But the city also wants the bread up here. So before we link these two together, we also want to bring this section up here, this lovely, lovely bakery, down towards the sawmill. So just loop you around the tree so we don't have to pay for that. Beautiful. And now turn on tree removal in order to hook you into here, because we got a whole bunch of trees as need chopping down. So okay. We have now got freight lines linking this entire area over here, including the bread, round to here, with only this gap over here between basically a massive, ridiculous fulfillment burst. So, okay. What we're going to do is we're going to hook you into you, and do I want to spend another tree removal? That's only $40. How much more, like, you know, deep forest is there that I'm going to need to cut down? Honestly, I feel like, yeah, that's an acceptable use of tree removal. So now we're going to put this in play, and all of a sudden, oh bloody hell, is life about to get sexy, because now, simultaneously, everyone's going to pay their $70 for a need fulfilled, and it's going to go up to a bonus 30%, and the entire world is going to be happy with us, okay? Everything becomes colourful, the flowers bloom, the whatever this thing is goes shug. I don't know what that thing is. It's something to do with cutting logs, I assume. So help myself to some more cards. Got some special trains. We'll get to them in just a second. And unlock some more buildings. So, okay. That's more woodworking and fish. Because, yes, the cities also want fish. They just want to, you know, make a tuna sandwich or something. And yes, this is why I love this game. Because if you just want to, you know, complete it, then it's super easy to do. If you're willing to do it and not have that much money left over. But if you're basically high score chasing, and every single mission has got a, you know, high score chasing piggy bank challenge down in the bottom right here, then you've really got to be thinking about setting up those ridiculous mega stacks. But sometimes the mega stacks are really inefficient when it comes to, you know, the layout of the railway. And if you're spending too much money on track, you might actually cost yourself more than the stack bonus is going to give you, and As I say, start simple, gets complicated in a hurry. You see, the simple solution is presumably, yes, we take this wood and we ship it to here, that becomes planks, the planks get shipped to here, they become chairs, train loops around here, picks up some fish on the way past, we use a tree removal to hack down these woods here, that brings, yes, simultaneously furniture and fish to this city. And that's pretty good, but I would love to give them bread at the same time. And I think I can see precisely how I would do that. It's going to be a bit inefficient, but not like so inefficient. It's going to cost me more money than it makes. In fact, okay, hang on. No, I've just come up with a genius idea, actually. Okay, step one, set up, yes, the basic wood infrastructure over here. No need to overthink that, to be honest. Just a simple 1 stack bonus from, yes, hooking you into you first. It should do the job nicely. And I think we can get away with, yes, only chopping down like 3 trees. So I'm happy to accept the $30 there. We're not going to use the tree remover on this occasion. Then with this hook, we're going to have ourselves a stack. But this is where, yes, the freight train cards come in. You can just select freight train, or if you want to, you can sacrifice one of those cards by selecting heavy freight train, basically adding a flat 50 percentage point to the stack multiplier. So go on, I've got 2 of them, we'll do that right now. So 70, another 70, so that gets boosted by 20% for, yes, there being a double connection, an extra 50% because there was the heavy freight train. And now what I'm going to do is, yes, bring that round like I was saying previously, just avoiding all of the trees, round to here, lovely. So this freight line is now carrying, yes, furniture and also double fish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect that into the network that goes to the northern city. And we could just squeeze that in. Oh gosh darn it, no we can't, because, right, I've made a mistake. I made this corner too tight, and it blocked this line. But that's fine. We can fix this, either by just, you know, buying a bridge, though bloody hell those are expensive. No, go for railway at crossing point right there, lovely. So that's just going to get us round to here, and we're just going to loop around to here, lovely. So that's going to deliver 1 fish to that city. So that city's going to be pretty happy. This was... Ooh. Okay, this is the point where I'm chasing something fancy and I start paying way too much in rail costs, and it's not worth it. But screw it, I'm going to do it anyway. So, one of those fisheries is now happy. And more importantly, this station up here is now carrying access to the furniture and the fish that the other city needs. Meanwhile, over here on the right, this is where the bread the other city needs is living. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take this connector right by the windmill, and using the cheap bridges card, we're going to bring this down, a very, very nice, not knocking down any trees or anything, and we're going to hook that into here for $95. So now, this station is carrying the furniture and the fish and the breads. So just slap down a 1 station here for, yes, city number 2, because I want city number 2 to get everything it needs in one beautiful go. Now, it doesn't just need those goods, though. It also needs passengers, which you do by directly connecting city to city. Unlike goods, however, passengers aren't willing to, like, you know, exchange forever. That's got to be a direct connection. Now what I need is 2 lines connecting this city. 1 freight line and 1 passenger line. So I've got to get this just right, so I'm knocking down the trees under free tree removal, but also leaving enough space for a freight line to go up the sides. Here we go, just knock down every tree. Bring her around. No, that's not good enough. That's blocking off this. I need to make sure I'm not blocking off that, okay? Just round to here. We've got to knock out that tree without, yes, blocking off the other platform. Okay, there's no red marker there, so we're okay for now. So, okay, bring this to here. This is going to be my passenger line. So, okay, just a passenger train. That's fine. That generates nice, easy, free money. And with that, this city is now happy and lovely and steamy and colourful and everything's happy. But no. This here. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Sorry, we will not knock down your house if we can avoid it. Oh, this has worked out beautifully. this has worked out so beautifully. Because now, with a beautiful heavy freight train linking these cities together, all of a sudden, everything gets fulfilled at once. So, 210 up to a 75% bonus. Honestly, that probably wasn't actually, you know, worth the ridiculous loop round the top of the lake. That kind of, yes, probably was incredibly inefficient, but... oh, this game. This game makes me happy, damn it. Also, I really do enjoy, by the way, when you complete the level, it doesn't move you straight onto the next one. You've got to opt into the next level. So if you want to, you can just, like, you know, go down onto the ground and just watch the trains going around and enjoy your new, really lovely, colourful voxel towns and trains and whatnot. It's just... oh, this game gets me. Right, life's about to get complicated because... okay. Very thin cliffs. We can probably only run, like, you know, one rail along. And on top of that, a river. Crossing a big, wide river, of course, is very expensive. But there are water bridge cards that may or may not show up. So, okay. We've got a city up here. It needs bread, milk, cheese, tools, fish, and furniture. So, right. This is basically all about supplying this one city. It's not asking for passengers, which implies to me, yes, probably no more cities are going to show up, because you know where buildings are going to appear, you just don't know what they're going to be ahead of time. And yes, you can't be setting up the most ridiculous mega stack from the first moment, because you've got to make enough money to unlock the other buildings first. You don't even know what the other buildings are going to be, so, okay. Let's start off with, yes, something nice and simple. Let's just do the basics here, which is we connect the city to the cheesery, then the cheesery to the dairy. Though we're going to be wanting to be thinking very carefully about, yes, the positioning of everything. I would say, yes, this here is probably pretty good. Because, hang on, maybe more like, yeah, here. Because this way, this track can go here. This track can go down here, this track goes up here, and if we need to, this track could, yeah, double back up here and just pay for a slightly expensive bridge if that turns out to be needed. Alright, just pop you here, buddy. Pop you here, buddy. Let's just start putting everything together. And do I want to use heavy freight immediately? Honestly, we'll get more cards as time goes by. It's a giant pile of money just to kick us off. I mean... yeah, that's a double milk delivery because the milk went to the cheesery and the city. That's not a bad starting point right there. So straight away, that gets me some lovely colour on that bank. And on top of that, okay, fishery together with a bakery. Though, ooh. Okay, that's the bakery. Then we've got, oh, blimey, okay. That's a bit, yeah, separated out. Okay, high-level plan. What I want to do is I want to, yeah, link together everything on the southern bank. Then we just use the free water bridge card to hook that into the network down the bottom. And that should fulfill, if we're lucky, furniture and fish and bread all in one go to the city. Oh, this is going to get complicated fast. Because, yes, you're all the way up bloody here. So, what we could do is just set up a small dedicated station for you, and then, oh, but if I do that, okay, this is going to get very expensive very fast. We're going to need to, yes, bare minimum, except that the wood needs to be completed just to give me enough money to pay for all this track. But yeah, the way I see it is we can avoid the highly expensive trees by just running one line along here. Okay, use cheap rails for this. This is a long bloody way. Just keep this on the south. So that's now to there. Beautiful. And whatever gets built up here, we can then use, yes, this connector to get up to that. But don't worry about that for the time being. The point is, yes, this is now connected to this same network as the dairy is. So when we kind of, you know, just bring everything across, this is going to be a pretty damn big stack bonus already. Right, swing the camera around so I can see, yes, the layout on this shore a bit better because... oh, blimey, okay. Okay. what we want to do is... Oh, these are nasty, nasty tiny paths. We need to think very carefully before we make a move here. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, yes, lay a path along here and keep it as close as we can to the edge. So if we do need additional trains, we can do that. But not so close to the edge it, like, triggers any form of, bridge. The problem being, yes, railways can't exactly turn around that easily. Turning around is difficult. Oh, that's a new complication, isn't it? Okay, no, I think I see how to make this happen. We just bring you up here through this very narrow pass, which is going to be just fine, because this is not going to fulfill any need right here, simply because it can't fulfill a need. Because even though, yes, this can produce planks that would generate furniture, in the event that, like, there's no base material to be fed into it, then it can't do a thing. So this is not going to... Oh, hang on. Almost bloody bought a bridge there. Don't buy a bridge, dear oh flippin' dear. There we go. No bridges for you, thank you. So yes, this now is not going to be, yes, creating anything. Meaning you can now, yes, loop back down over here to get to this, which is... I mean, a bit inefficient, but we just have to accept that, yes, it's difficult to bloody build railway lines at this particular location. So now we just bring you around here as well, and this should be, yes, that should be a small stack bonus. And what I really need is, yes, in a perfect world, that to generate what I need for... Okay, that gets me some new cards, including heavy freight and... Ooh. I've now got, yes, cheap rails and also... free water bridges times 2. Okay, that might be worth thinking about. The problem being, yes, I still don't have any let's chop down trees for free McGibbles. The simple solution now would be, I say simple, it's not that simple. Take you, okay, I know what to do with you. You, buddy, you're coming along here, and then you're going to join the network right over here. There you go. That's fine. That's pretty cheap, really, and not even that far to go. So the grain is now part of the network. And you up here, Mr. Baker, you are going to have to do something very similar, though unfortunately you're going to have to, yes, like, loop around, which is going to be difficult to do. There's kind of trees in the way, dear oh flippin' dear. Oh, we could just make it happen, though it's so expensive. Hang on, activate cheap rails. Yeah, go on. This is a use for cheap rails right here. So, okay, there's a freight train that has to loop round the back over there. But we've now got you in the same network. So now this branch that can go down and collect the fish, that's going to be part of that network as well. Now, give me some cheap rails to, yes, deal with this business. I suspect we're going to have to take out some trees. 2 trees, I'll flip and take it. Now, you go to here. You're now hooked into the fishery. And I've still got water bridges. So now, flip her around again. And this time, we're almost out of flipping money, damn it. But this is about to become a ridiculous mega stack. So, oh, that's a bit too long. Oh, okay, hang on. We need to, yes, come up with a shorter bridge. That's acceptable. Okay, good. And you, buddy, you're about to be the most valuable freight train that ever cocking existed running over this bridge. So, oh, there we flipping go. 350, but 20, 25, 30, 35, sorry, make that 85 actually, and straight away, oh, the map comes to life, the music jazzes up, everything is beautiful, just, I love it. I love this game so much. Right, give us some extra buildings, that's just like, yes, coal and iron, okay. So that there, that's the, yes, infrastructure needed to make tools. So, okay. That's literally all that's left at this point. Now, fortunately, yes, I was ready for something like this to potentially happen. So let's just get, yes, this lovely railway around here. I'm really sorry, by the way. We may have to, yes, knock down, like, some of your houses. So we're now delivering iron ore and coal into, yes, this network. That needs to come over here onto the right to get to, yes, the steelworks in order to deliver, yes, steel to the tool factory in order to get tools back to the city. So, oh, John, this is going to work out beautifully. Just put you about there. Put you about here. Okay. It's been complicated so far, but I think actually now we've got ourselves a beautiful, simple conclusion. Just put you into there. That's nice and easy. And now, when we put together, yes, this tree removal in order to just cut through this forest, that should be the entire level completed in one moment. Though, unfortunately, I do not have, yes, a beautiful heavy goods car to use at this moment. But, I mean, this has got to be enough for the piggy bank right there. So, straight away up to 280, because it's 4 goods delivered, and 30%. Absolutely cocking beautiful. And honestly, I kind of don't even want to move on to the next level. I just want to stay here and watch the trains just chug up and down the mountains, delivering goods, dropping them off, picking them up, etc, etc. Just... oh, this game's a delight. It's just a delight. But honestly, I think you get the point. This here is Station to Station, and it's just a delight. It's an absolute cocky delight. Is it that complicated? No, not really. Some levels have, you know, different rules. Like, for example, on this particular occasion, there's lots of trees floating about. Sometimes you'll get special unique cards for each challenge. Different types of trains, like, you know, express trains to increase the value of passengers, etc, etc. Just... oh, it's beautiful. It's lovely. It's relaxing. It's so chill. It's not that expensive. It's a pretty cheap game, all things considered. Just... well worth a look-see, I would say. This is the sort of game I could so happily play on a chill Sunday afternoon. Just a lovely time. Well worth a look-see. If I'm in the right mood for it at some point, may well be a super chill live stream. Let me know if you'd be interested, and we shall flipping see. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been the delightful Station to Station. Thank you very much, and goodbye. I've created a small problem in my road system, which is, it's literally impossible for anyone to ever go back into town. And this building shall be where we produce our zebras. And this much taller building next door is naturally where we produce the giraffes. Does anyone remember how the road system went? I think it was something like this.